JBN, we keep you informed. I am Michelle Jones, and in the news, carpenter killed in suspected gun attack in Westmoreland. Police are probing the death of a carpenter in a suspected gun attack on Glasgow Road in Grangeville, Westmoreland on the weekend. That is 40-year-old Glenton Buchanan of Riverside in Kingsvale, Hanover. Police say residents alerted them to what appeared to be a motorcycle crash on Glasgow Road about 5:50 p.m. Saturday. On their arrival, the cops observed Buchanan lying on a section of the ground beside a motorcycle with what appeared to be gunshot wounds. He later succumbed to his injuries at hospital. A post-mortem is to be conducted on the body at a later date. Weekend operations led to seizure of several guns and ammunition across the island, say police. 8 firearms and several rounds of ammunition were seized over the weekend as police continued their heightened operational activities to increase public safety across the island. In Betheltown, Westmoreland, an unidentified man was fatally shot during a confrontation with lawmen early Saturday morning. One gun was seized during the incident, which was reported to the Independent Commission of Investigations (INDECOM) and the Inspectorate and Professional Standards Oversight Bureau (IPROBE). Additionally, police in Clarendon seized a special .38 revolver and 3 rounds of ammunition during an operation in Wardhill District in the parish later that morning. In the meantime, officers assigned to the St. Andrew South Police Division seized a Glock 9mm pistol and 14 rounds of ammunition on Seaward Drive, Kingston 11, during a joint police-military operation in the area on Saturday evening. One man was arrested in connection with the seizure. Later that day, about 10:15 p.m., a Browning 9mm pistol was seized in Flanker St. James during a joint police-military operation. A premises was searched and the gun found and one man taken into custody. About an hour later, members of a joint police-military team carried out an operation in Majestic Gardens, Kingston, when a group of men reportedly ran on scene members of the security forces before opening gunfire at them. Checks were made at the premises, and a .45 9mm pistol with 8 rounds of ammunition were found. No one was arrested, the police said. In the St. Catherine South Police Division, a Smith & Wesson pistol and 25 rounds of ammunition were seized on Sunday, December 12, following police operations on Water Lane, Old Harbour, St. Catherine. Reports are that about 2 a.m., the police conducted a snap raid at a premises occupied by several men. The premises was searched and the gun and ammunition found. 4 men were arrested in connection with the seizure, the police said. A second firearm was seized in Clarendon on Sunday afternoon. 1.3 revolver with 2.3 cartridges was seized in Sandy Bay in the parish and one man taken into custody. About 9:50 p.m. over in St. James, 5 people were taken into custody following the seizure of a Glock pistol with 10 9mm rounds of ammunition in Browns Lane, Granville. Reports are that during a joint police-military patrol, persons were seen standing on the roadway. Upon seeing the law enforcers, they ran. The 5 were accosted, and a search of the area resulted in the find, according to the police. The police are renewing their appeal to the public to report illegal guns and ammunition to them. Persons may do so by calling Crime Stop at 311. Lotto player wins $75 million jackpot. A lucky Lotto player will be taking home $75 million just ahead of the festive season. The winning numbers 12, 17, 20, 21, 22, and 30 were purchased on Wednesday, December 8 at Lizzie's Lotto located in Portmore, St. Catherine. Noting that it is in the business of changing lives, gaming company Supreme Ventures shared its delight in creating a new millionaire. We're happy that we have been able to transform the lives of ordinary people. We hope to continue working with our retailers to provide more opportunities to Jamaicans. We know our winner will enjoy this jackpot as we head into the Christmas season. Indeed, a very Merry Christmas, the group shared in a statement. In order to begin the process of collecting the jackpot, the winner must present the winning ticket with his or her signature affixed, along with a valid national ID. Cops hunt unlicensed guard after shooting. A man was rushed to the Corner Regional Hospital in Montego Bay, St. James, after being shot in the chest by an unofficial security guard, following an argument allegedly over a woman. The Freeport police have not released the identity of the guard, who is reportedly on the run. Reports are that shortly after 9 a.m. last Friday, the victim, who was employed to a farm store, got involved in a dispute with the security guard, allegedly over a female. It is further reported that the dispute developed into a physical confrontation, after which the guard brandished a handgun and shot the man in the region of his chest. The guard reportedly fled the location. The wounded man was rushed to hospital, where he was treated and admitted in critical condition. "My boss me get fi understand say dem a cuss over a girl, and next thing we know, Sicky pull a gun and shoot the youth," another employee said. "Me never ever saw when Sicky run out of the store, because when he shot them start fire, me and the rest of the workers them have to run for cover." One police source said that investigators have not yet taken the shooter into custody, and also that the gun used to commit the offense is believed to be illegal. Investigators are still in search of the security guard, who we have learned was recently hired at the location, the officer stated. "We are also carrying out a series of investigations into the weapon used in the shooting, and so far we have reasons to believe that it was an illegal firearm." The officer said that based on investigations, it is believed that the guard is neither formally employed to a security company, nor is he a licensed firearm holder. Prosecution to issue subpoena on Digicel to hand over telephone records. The prosecution in the One Don Gang trial says it will be issuing a subpoena on telecommunications provider Digicel today for the company to provide telephone records in relation to the gang case. The subpoena will be prepared by the court's registrar and will be issued thereafter. The prosecution had recently disclosed that the police were still awaiting telephone data from the country's two main service providers after requesting the information. Since then, Flow Jamaica has honored the request. But this morning, when the presiding judge, Chief Justice Brian Sykes, raised the issue, noting that it must be settled before the end of the Christmas term, the prosecutor disclosed that the information from Digicel was still outstanding and that it was not sure if and when it would be forthcoming. There's still a lot of unknown where this part of the evidence is concerned. The only certainty would be the recordings, the prosecutor indicated. One of the two main witnesses, who were both ex-gang members, had testified that he had used 3 phones to secretly record conversations with alleged members of the gang, which was turned over to the police. The prosecution is therefore seeking telephone data in respect to those recordings, call data and the cell site information, and phones that were seized from the alleged gangsters. However, the prosecution this morning told the Home Circuit Court that from what it has gleaned, Digicel is reluctant more than anything else because it knows that the company will have to come to court to testify in court and do not wish to do so. As it relates to Flow, the prosecutor indicated that though the data has been received, it is not in a position to say how many witnesses will be called and their identities. Sykes, however, pointed out that one has to consider that the telephone record is needed to support the narrative of the evidence of the two main witnesses, whose credibility and reliability are being challenged. He further indicated that another aspect to consider is how defense attorneys will manage their cases with the additional data, as this will affect their strategy. Defense attorney Lloyd McFarlane, who is representing reputed leader Andre Blackman Bryan, however, reiterated his position that the prosecution should not be allowed to pursue this evidence any further. He argued that the issue should have been dealt with from the case management stage, and that it is prejudicial to the defense of the court to still be conducting case management. "We should not be placed in a position that we still don't know what the prosecution intends to rely on," he argued. Sykes, in agreeing that the matter should have been settled from case management, said while he understands that people are reluctant to take the stand, he underscored that service providers are not scared cows and can be compelled like any other witnesses. Clarendon man charged over fatal dispute. The police have charged a man for the death of 24-year-old Devin Somerset, who died after being hit with a stone during a fight. Suing Garnett, 29, who is of Blackwoods District, Clarendon, was charged with murder on Sunday. The police report that on Thursday, October 7, Garnett and Somerset allegedly had a dispute along Spanish Town Road, during which the accused used the stone to hit the deceased on the head before fleeing. Somerset's body was found the following day. Investigations led detectives to Clarendon on Tuesday, December 7, and Garnett was apprehended. He was charged after he gave a caution statement to the police. His court date is being finalized. Police seeking persons of interest in Papine Mona Commons violence. The St. Andrews Central Police are seeking 3 male persons of interest. Being sought are Kenroy Hibbert, otherwise called Strady, Desroy Phipps, otherwise called Numba, and Micah Allen. The men are being asked to report to the police. The police say the men can assist investigators in relation to a recent rape of violence in the Papine and Mona Commons area. They say this followed the murder of Andre Murray, otherwise called Brown Man, who was shot and killed in Mona Commons about 10:05 p.m. on December 9. Man killed in drive-by attack identified. A 4-year-old is battling for life after being shot in the head during a drive-by attack by a gunman that killed 1 man. The incident occurred in Bunyan Gully, a community located along Manningsville Road in St. Andrew. The deceased has been identified as Carlton Brown, otherwise known as Bounce, a resident of the community. He was killed shortly before 6 p.m. on Saturday while entering the lane. The community was still tense on Sunday, and the blood of the deceased stained sections of the roadway. The infant, Quayne James, was injured by a stray bullet while returning from a nearby shop with his cousin. A relative of Quayne explained that he was currently battling for life in hospital as a stray bullet went through his face. The anxiety of Quayne's family increased when they learned that he had been in a coma and that his heart had stopped for several minutes during surgery. However, his relatives continue to be hopeful as he has regained consciousness. After him do the surgery, him open him eyes and did a look round. We just hope for the best. I'm praying for the best and for him to pull through and for everything to be alright, the relatives said. A resident who spoke on condition of anonymity said that Brown was mentally ill. Over 7 months ago, the resident said he lost his father in a shooting incident in Havendale, hundreds of meters from where Brown died. The one who died, he said no good. Him not really trouble nobody, the resident said. Saturday's incident is the latest in a spate of shootings in which children have either been wounded or killed. A 1-year-old was among 6 injured on Corlett's Road in Spanish Town early on Saturday. Just over a week ago, residents of the nearby Cassava Peace community were rocked by a shooting which left a 13-year-old girl and a man injured. Health Ministry offers booster to all Johnson & Johnson COVID-19 vaccine recipients. Beginning today, Jamaica will offer a booster shot to all those 18 years and older who have received a single dose of the Johnson & Johnson vaccine. The booster can be given with the Johnson & Johnson vaccine 2 to 6 months after the administration of the primary vaccination, or with the Pfizer vaccine 6 months after the primary vaccination, the Ministry of Health reported. Also starting today, adults 60 years and older and healthcare workers will be given a booster dose of the other COVID-19 vaccines. This development comes in the wake of the ministry's finalization of its evaluation and benefit analysis of administering an additional dose of the authorized COVID-19 vaccines to key members of the population. The ministry recommends that a booster dose of the Pfizer vaccine be offered 6 months or more after the completion of the initial doses that may have consisted of either mRNA Pfizer or viral vector vaccine AstraZeneca and Johnson & Johnson. The move is in line with a cabinet decision for boosters to be given to key populations at increased risk of severe illness from COVID-19, increased risk of waning and/or lower protection, and who could pose increased risk of transmission to vulnerable populations. These key populations are essential for maintaining health system capacity. Those eligible for a booster shot are to visit the nearest vaccination site with their vaccination card and government-issued ID. 37 new COVID cases in Jamaica, 3 more deaths reported. The Ministry of Health and Wellness reported 37 new COVID-19 cases and 3 deaths on Sunday, December 12, bringing the infection total to 91,802 and total deaths to 2,428. The new cases comprise 18 females and 18 males with ages ranging from 3 months to 88 years. The cases were recorded in St. Anne 8, St. James 8, St. Catherine 5, Westmoreland 4, Kingston and St. Andrew 3, St. Mary 2, St. Thomas 2, Clarendon 2, Hanover 1, Portland 1, St. Elizabeth 1, and Trelawney 1. The deaths which occurred between December 10 and December 12, 2021, included a male and a female, both aged 71, and another female who was 78. The deceased were from Kingston and St. Andrew. In the meantime, 40 more people recovered in the last 24 hours, bringing total recoveries to 63,491. Currently, 98 people are hospitalized, 10 of which are severely ill, while 6 are critically ill and 21 are moderately ill. JBN, we keep you informed. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, leave us a comment, and click the notification bell to receive our daily news items.